Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so excited for this. And it's refreshing because I meeting so many new faces today. So we're going to have a lot of fun. This is going to be interactive. And hopefully you'll learn a lot. I'm hoping you'll get a couple ideas. So it would be crazy to listen to me talk to you guys or present if you don't know anything about me. So hi, I'm Christian Weninger. I have lived in Arizona, specifically Chandler, like my whole life. I lived in New York City 1 year just recently, but Arizona native, and I love it here. I have been in marketing about 6 years. I started off, and Stacey can attest to this, back in high school at Hamilton. We started our own little online blog because we were bored. It's Arizona. It's hot outside, as you guys could tell. There's not much to do. So we started an online blog. We're just kind of sharing fun content that we made with our friends. And I was the business and the marketing, and it grew exponentially. We went from having a little fashion show in a room like this at my dad's restaurant to like 250 person fashion shows. We had a team of 65, 70, and then models on top of that. We were doing brand deals. It was a fun little experience. And then everyone went off to college, so we paused. I got an internship with the Chandler Chamber, so I'm very well versed in how chambers work. I was hired there, did their marketing and freelanced. And then 3.5 years ago, I started my agency. So that's kind of a little journey about me and how I got into marketing. To go on, we do all types of social media. We were established March 2020, March 1st. So I'm sure all of us faced a little thing. I had to face the music there. I wasn't ready for that, but that's okay. But we have seen exponential growth, especially the past year and a half. We're a team of 6 right now. Last year, we reached 15 million people organically on social media, so no paid ads, just creating good content. We gained 196,000 followers for our clients last year, and we won Best Social Media Agency from expertise.com in Arizona, which is so exciting. So yeah, and the fun thing about us is we are Gen Z led. Almost everyone on our team is Gen Z, so they're 24, 25 and under. So we were born into social media. We're addicted ourselves. So we have an idea of what to show. So good. I have never been to one of these, so I'm happy that you guys all kind of introduced yourselves. Did anybody not introduce themselves in their business? I would love to know what everyone does.
Hi, I'm Chris Dwyer. I work for a company called Heartland. We do a bunch of different things for businesses, small to medium-sized businesses, payroll, human resources, hiring. We do, let's see what else, applicant tracking, all kinds of different things. POS, if you have like a retail, actual location, POS, restaurant, it's kind of like Toast, but something like that. So all different solutions. Kind of fintech. But anyway, that's what we do.
Awesome. Exciting.
Oh, Laura.
Yeah. Introduce yourself. What do you do?
Laura from the Nosh Cafe. We bought this place 7 months ago. We have burritos, bagels, breakfast. But location has been in business for the last 18, 20 years, and the new owner for only 7 months. Knocking on wood, on another 20.
Congratulations. That's amazing. Okay, who else are we missing? Go ahead.
Hi everybody, Mark and Judy. We're with the sales group at EXP Realty. We help you navigate your morning home.
Awesome. Did we get everyone else? Perfect.
Hi, my name is Jeff Green. I work in real estate. I work with mostly investors, but sometimes move up and move down by. Real busy now.
Awesome. Okay, we're good? Okay, very diverse group. Everyone does a lot of different things. I like it. I want to know so I can give you guys like good advice, give you some examples maybe, depending on your industry. So, little icebreaker. So, with social media, with marketing in general, there's some questions you have to keep in mind, and you don't have to know the answer right now. I'm going to try to help you answer as many of these as I can today. But these are something you really need to keep in mind. What are your goals? And not just goals for your social media, but what are the goals for your business? Why have social media or why do marketing if it doesn't align with what you want your business to be at and the goals for your business? So that's an important step one you should decide if you don't know already. And then what resources are available to you? That's a big one, especially for small businesses, because they might be at a tight spot where they need the marketing. They might not have a huge budget. Do you have time? Do you have some money you can invest in it? Do you have an intern on your team? Do you have someone that can help? What realistically, like, what are you able to do for your marketing? Is there any way do you need a little help from an intern? Do you need a help from an agency, a friend? Just kind of keeping that in check. You don't want to overcommit yourself and then be sad if you stretch yourself a little too thin. Especially entrepreneurs, you wear way too many hats. So cut yourself a little slack. Okay, do you have any photos or videos already on your camera roll? Have you taken all these photos and videos and you have no idea what to do with them? Did you have a company photo shoot a year ago and you never really posted any of those photos? So is there anything kind of in the backlog that you've never used or you don't know what to do with? Maybe you've used it before that you can reinvent. Where is your audience now? Big one. Who's your customer? Duh, where are they? Which I'll help you figure out what platforms they're on, what they're there for. But that's something you need to keep in mind with your marketing. What industry are you in? I'm sure we can all answer that one. It sounds like we just did. And then where are your competitors? We'll go over that later. And then how will you manage all the social media channels? Kind of going back to what resources are available to you. Is this something that you have the time to do? I'm going to talk you through some time-saving tips, how to time block for social media, how to do it effectively but not be stressed every day. I see a lot of entrepreneurs also. It's like every single day they wake up and they kind of feel guilty they didn't do a social media post, or oh, I got to do a post today. Like they just remember. So I'm going to also help kind of organize you a little bit. So it's something that you can kind of time block once a week, once a month, twice a month. So it's not something that lingers over and it can kind of just be taken care of, done with. So important questions to keep in mind. Also, if anybody has a question, while we're talking about questions, feel free to shout it out, whatever you need. We'll discuss through. But these are some preliminary questions we will answer today. What can social media be used for? A lot of different things. It's not just sales. It's not just here's a flyer for my next event. Here is today's special Monday, and then tomorrow's special, and then the next day. People get bored with that. And think about when you go on social media, or I'll at least tell you from social media. When I am done working, I like to sit on the couch, get a glass of something maybe, and I'm scrolling on TikTok, scrolling on Facebook. I'm trying to see what is my family and friends up to, or I'm trying to kind of escape the stress and noise of running a business. I want some entertainment. I want something to inspire me or motivate me or something fun. And there is a way to make every single business fun on social media, or at least educational, providing some value. So also put yourself in that mindset too of when you're kind of clocked out a little bit and you're just kind of scrolling and you're, kind of seeing, subconsciously taking in all this content and information, what do you want people to take in? And, is it inspiring? Are you building a community? Are you increasing brand awareness? Is it fun? Is it exciting? Is it educational? So not every single post has to be the most exciting, TikTok dance, doesn't have to be crazy. But you just want kind of like an overarching goal of is this helping me build community? Is this helping me reach new people? So just kind of some different things social media can be used for besides just sales, money. So big thing we're going to cover today, big thing, the importance of a social media strategy. It is so important. We're going to kind of craft a couple base pieces that you'll need that'll help you craft an effective one. And And like this says, you have to know where you're going. You have to kind of roadmap a little bit of your social media and just kind of like your goals. Even if you know nothing about social media, which won't be an issue, you're going to learn some stuff today. You should know kind of the direction that you want your business to go, or it's something to kind of get you thinking, and then using social media and marketing in general as a tool to help you get there. So we talked about this earlier. Business goals are crucial. So with my clients, what I have them do is write down their goals for a month, 3 months, 6 months, and a year. So that would be something I would love to task you guys with, because if it's something that you haven't, you kind of think about but not fully, like it's a great way to kind of refresh yourself. Like, what is the goal for my business for the next month, 3 months, 6 months, a year? And then revisit it every like month or so. How am I doing now? Am I on the right track? Am I going where I need to go? So this is something important, because if you're hiring like me or a social media manager or marketer, if we don't know your goals, you could be really angry with, oh, we reached 10,000 new people, but maybe your goal was something else. Maybe you wanted to sell a course of yours. You wanted to sell $1,000 worth of your course, or you wanted to sell 10 consultations. So it's important for everyone to be aligned on your vision and for yourself to be aligned. So keep that in mind. Definitely step one of a strategy. You need to know your business goals. So this is a fun one. Where should your business be? This is going to be a lot of information right now. So just take what you will of it. I'm going to kind of break down each platform that you see here, tell you if I think your business should be on it, or like what's kind of going there, what I recommend for a small business. Facebook, I'm pretty confident everyone here knows Facebook fairly well. We all use it fairly often. We're checking, how's Grandma Lynn doing? How's niece Jenna, like she's got a baby now. Like, we're getting the family updates there. Community groups, everyone's contributing to that dialogue. Oh, in search of a plumber, in search of a real estate agent, in search of a mortgage, whatever it is. Facebook, in terms of organic growth, meaning like you don't boost a post, you don't put any money into it, you just kind of come up with a post and you hit post and send it off in the world, is really, really low compared to all other social channels. It's the hardest to grow like your Facebook page from just like a post compared to most of these. It's harder to kind of reach new people. It's harder to reach your full audience. So a couple helpful tips I would give for Facebook. I think everyone should have a Facebook page. Facebook's like Google, it's there, it's big, everybody's on it. So at the minimum, I think every company needs to just have a Facebook page and just kind of push some content here and there. We'll talk more about other channels, about like where I think you should really focus on creating a bunch of content, but Facebook, you can kind of recycle some of the other content you'll create onto here, just to kind of keep yourself active. A big recommendation I have, if you use Facebook groups or you use groups for your business, is to not just post your sale graphic, not to post, just not to be so salesy in general, if you're using community groups, because that's not why people, go on to those community groups. They don't go on to them to be sold. They go on to them because they're in need of something. They're a community. They want to help. I had a thrift shop. I had a thrift shop with my mother. It was to help out foster kids that are aging out of the system. So we had this thrift store. We were collecting money for it and using it for programs like that and donating our extra clothes to them. We had a thrift store to kind of help raise some money and some awareness in the community. And I shared a post in a couple Facebook groups like Living Chandler, Ahwatukee Friends, and everybody came pouring in. We had over 1,000 comments in Living Chandler. We had hundreds in Ahwatukee Friends. Like, people want to help support the community in those groups. So that's the goal to keep in mind if you're like posting in those Facebook groups now. Because I'm sure if you are doing that, you'll notice not a lot of people are engaging with your content. Not a lot of people are liking your stuff if you're just sharing a graphic, a photo, that doesn't really resonate well. So I would recommend thinking of something that you can do that's community forward if you're participating in a community group that's active. The admins are like hawks anyways. They're usually realtors, chambers, but usually chambers, if you're a member, they'll let you post, but those realtors and those mortgage lenders, they don't play around. You cannot post an advertisement there. They're like a hawk. They'll delete that, they'll block you. So keep it in mind just to kind of be very community oriented. No sales graphics, no buy my product now. If there's a really fun community event, go ahead. But besides that, no. And another tip I'd recommend is when you go onto a Facebook group, I'd join as many as you can that are in your local area. And there's a search icon once you click into the group and you get approved. Click there, type in a couple keywords for your business. So if it was mine, I would type in social media, marketing, Facebook, Instagram, website design, like anything like that. And those ISO, in search of a social media person, blah, 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 comment on them, even if they're so old, because those Facebook groups, they scold you if you ask for something sometimes and it's already been asked a couple weeks ago. They get so salty about it. So it just go back, search, and put your stuff there because people do go back and read those. And if you're commenting on a Facebook group, I'd recommend, like they do like Marketing Mondays, things like that. So if you are participating in something like that, I'd recommend uploading your comment with a photo about you and using kind of community buzzwords, again, like I'm a local mom and pop shop based in Ahwatukee, born and raised, I would love to help you. Here's a link, photo of you. So it's kind of like visually compelling. You'll stop. A lot of times in those like Marketing Mondays kind of thing, people are just like throw something up and just like, here, I rent bouncy houses. And that's it. So add a little more community, brand yourself, and use those community buzzwords. Community, Ahwatukee, mom and pop, born and raised, those things. People resonate well with that. Facebook, if you are taking videos, which we'll talk about later, like TikTok style, reel style videos, so it's like, filmed vertically. Make sure that you upload those as a reel on Facebook. When you make a Facebook post, it'll ask if you want to upload a photo or video, if you want to upload it as a reel, click reel, because the distribution of that post is different. It's actually going to help you reach more people than just a couple that like your post. So I would recommend if you are doing like videos for your business, you take them vertically and you upload them specifically as a reel to Facebook. You can do that through just going to your Facebook page or your Facebook profile and clicking reel. It's just one of those options when it says, create a post. Besides that, Facebook is good. Yes. Yes. Of course.
So I start a reel on Insta, then I repurpose it and I move it to Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get does the algorithm frown upon that? You think, or should you create an original reel on Facebook?
No. You can repurpose it. So when you're sharing a reel on Instagram, and you're like, if you're manually publishing it, meaning you're publishing it directly from your phone, you didn't schedule it on a website, you're on your phone, you're about to upload the video. One of the questions down here will be like, do you want this distributed on Facebook? Slide that on. It doesn't mean that it's going to post on your Facebook page, but it means that when people are scrolling through reels on Facebook, it might show yours from Instagram. So it might pull yours from there. So that's another important thing to keep in mind for distribution. But if you're posting, just post on Instagram. You can slide on Facebook as the bottom option, or you can just download that video and put it on Facebook. I'd recommend sometimes when you download, like when you post a reel or a TikTok, anything like that, it's going to automatically save that video on your camera roll, but it's going to have a watermark. And it's going to say Instagram and your and it's going to kind of like flash all over like the screen. You don't want to post that one on Facebook because that is where the algorithm frowns upon it. It does like scan for that watermark. So use the original one you did. and post it there. But no, I'm a big guy on repurposing content. Post it on TikTok, post it on Facebook, post it on LinkedIn, post it everywhere. Let the people know. So yes. Uh-huh. Facebook ads are still really effective though. If you are advertising a facial, a coupon for breakfast, or a dinner for two steak dinner, those ads still perform really well on Facebook. I would recommend testing like a video ad with a photo ad, and just kind of seeing which one performs better. You can just throw like $20. Just boost a post, throw $20. You can edit like the targeting there. I'm not going to recommend anyone to start going in and advertising the hard way on Facebook and Instagram, but there's a little boost button you'll see at the bottom of your Facebook post. If you think it's a really good piece of content and it kind of matches some of the boxes we were talking about on that last slide, where it's like, is this, actually exciting to watch, or is this just boring and very salesy? Yes.
Easier to do it by zip code, or better to do it by group? What's the recommendation on that?
That's a great question. I would say it kind of depends on the industry, but I think targeting by zip code is always like a good idea. I think if you're like Sinorama Chandler, that is a good idea, but you might want to niche down your targeting just a little bit more depending on what the goal of boosting or having an ad is. Like if the goal for Sinorama was to get new signage customers from businesses, just doing a broad, 85286 zip code might not be as effective as targeting down to business owners in those zip codes. But zip codes is always a great place to start. It just depends if you're B2B or B2C. So if you're just business to business like Sinorama mainly is, it's not as effective as if you're just like a little cafe. That's a lot easier. So in that case, it would make sense to just do zip codes.
Okay.
Yeah, great question. Any other questions on Facebook before we move on? We'll come back to some ideas and content later. Okay, we're good? Okay. TikTok. So TikTok is not just teenagers dancing anymore, if you didn't get the memo. TikTok is actually so awesome, and it's not just Generation Z, but it's millennials' kind of search engine now too. And millennials are also using Instagram as a search engine. So instead of going to Google and typing in date night ideas, Arizona, they're doing that on TikTok. They're doing that on Instagram. First time buying a home, Arizona, those kind of things, or like product reviews, all that kind of stuff. They're using TikTok and Instagram as a search engine now. They want to see people's firsthand experiences at these places as well. And TikTok kind of celebrates UGC as well. So you're getting a lot of raw opinions and ideas. And TikTok itself is very like community centric. You feel like you're like in on the joke, or you feel like you're a part of what's going on. So it's a great, great place to build community. And it's the easiest platform, in my opinion, to grow on. Depending on like your following size, if you're just starting out, the average engagement rate is 17 point something%. And most of these is like anywhere from like 0.5 to like maybe 5, 6. So TikTok is a great place. It's not just dancing. We'll talk about kind of like how to create content for TikTok and what that entails, but it's not just dancing anymore. It's setting up your phone, because you just need your phone to film vertically. And you can answer frequently asked questions. You can participate in trends. Trends, again, not dancing. You need to consume a little content on TikTok to kind of get familiar with it. So just scroll on the platform for maybe an hour over the span of a week and just like the content that you like. See kind of what's going on. And TikTok will like narrow down the content based on what you've liked, what you've commented on, what you spent the most time on. And you'll get a better idea of like what's trending and what's not. Now, a lot of you are like, hell no, I'm not doing that. If you want, there's an app called Trend Talk you can download. It's about $4.99, I think, a month maybe. And it will show you like all the trending audios, and it uses AI to predict like how many more, like over the next 7 days, will it peak? Is it good to jump on something like that? And that app will kind of break down all those aspects for you, and all those questions you might have about it. But the premise of it is you want to jump on a TikTok audio as it's growing or right before it's about to start growing, especially because it's going to kind of bring your video along with the growth. And audios on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook are kind of like hashtags now. So they're like indexed. So like if you like a video with any song, literally any song, if you like a video with the SpongeBob theme song, let's just say, it might show you more videos with that song being used. So if audio is becoming really popular and more people are using it and more videos are becoming viral because of it, it's going to kind of help catapult your video up with it. So you're like growing up on an incline. And that's also how it kind of like narrows down the feed. It's a very tailored feed, but it's very easy to grow on TikTok. Yes.
What do you say to people who are concerned about the security, and particularly for those of us who are in the industries that have said you can't use your business phone to be on?
Yes, there is discussions about, like security, and there was a big thing. What was it, like a year now, maybe a year and a half now, where TikTok had to kind of separate to be TikTok US for the US now, and ByteDance runs the rest of TikTok for the world. I personally believe that you're fine. TikTok, the US TikTok now has its own servers in the United States. It's managing all the data itself. If this is a concern that you are really, really concerned about, there is like a lot of information TikTok has put out answering these questions as well. My opinion, I don't think it's that serious. But if it is something like you have a business phone and you have a personal phone, I would recommend putting it on your personal phone if you feel like, business stuff is too strict, or, I might get in trouble, or there's, information that cannot be shared with anybody under no circumstance, as an extra precaution. But no, TikTok has done a really good job at like trying their best to fully take out ByteDance, their Chinese-owned company, and just American operations exclusively. They have a new CEO for the United States, TikTok US, and there was about a year and a half ago like a big bidding war. Like everyone was trying to buy TikTok US. So
I'm not on TikTok yet.
Yeah.
So, and it's something I'm thinking about getting on. What would you recommend? I mean, what would you recommend? How do I get started?
Yes. Okay.
For the business.
Yes. Yes. But to finish answering your question, they had this big thing. Everyone's trying to buy it because the United States was like, this is not going to work. You can't be here if these requirements are not met. So they had to be bought out, or TikTok US had to be bought out by an American company and run by an American CEO in America. All the servers, all of our information has to be held in America, and it cannot go over to ByteDance. So they have made a lot of strides, especially now. Now they've done tons of stuff for it. I don't have the most up-to-date information on what the current status is, but I know that is what happened, and that's where they're at now. So I would say you're pretty safe. If your business is saying, do not use this phone, don't use the phone. But I believe you're safe. I mean, I post everything about me online. I don't really care. We'll find out later in my life if that was an issue, if that was a regret. But I'm like, what's the worst that can happen? Like, it'll be a fun story to share if I get like robbed or something. But to answer your question, how to start? Step one, obviously make a TikTok account. Make it for your business. The big discussion and argument is like, do you want a creator account or do you want a business account? You most likely want a creator account. A business account it's just so much harder to grow organically, whereas a creator account, you're gonna grow way quicker. There's no repercussions that you're a business. Everybody does it. It's nothing. There's no real repercussion about that. So don't feel nervous, obviously. But the biggest reason is because a lot of the trending audios you can't use if you're a business account. You have to use royalty-free music. So you're going to get stuck with like la, 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 like just very generic. No one's going to want to interact with it.
So I do have a real quick question
Yeah.
on that. So Facebook obviously originally didn't have business.
Yeah.
So a lot of people started with the personal accounts,
Yeah.
creator accounts, and then it all transitioned and they deleted those. So that's a concern on, do you see that coming forward in TikTok in the future where that could be an issue?
Well, with TikTok, you can actually switch your account back and forth if you wanted. So you don't have to make a whole new thing. Like
I didn't know if they're going to put restrictions on business with a creator account versus
they're not going to restrict if you initially create your account as a creator and you keep it that way. I've seen some clients, they'll come to me and then they've already like switched their account 10 times back and forth because it's like, oh, we want to run ads now. Okay, we're done. We want to grow now. If you do that, you're going to get shadow banned, which means your videos are going to have like one view and no one's going to watch your content. So don't do that. I would just elect to do a creator account. I don't think anyone needs to run ads on their TikTok, especially if they're just starting. If anyone is at a point to run TikTok ads, you can come talk to me after this and I'll give you specific advice. But make a creator account, get a little tripod like that for your phone up in the corner, and then write down what are some of my FAQs? What are some interesting things about me? Brand yourself, about your business. How can you provide education? How can you be entertaining? You know, that it's a bit more tailored to each person and each business. So I can give more specific advice after this, but kind of breaking up your business into a couple different types of ways it can be digested. So just come up with a list of ideas, shoot them all on your phone, throw them up once a day if you have the bandwidth to do it. You'll see the best growth if you post as much as you can on there, but most of us probably don't. So start with what you can. Whatever you do when you make a TikTok, don't go crazy and make a bunch and then stop. Because if you try to restart again, which is fine, you can, it's just a lot harder to build up that momentum again. So if you have a TikTok and you've been idle, now's the time to start churning it out again. Start it going. Yes.
Okay, so we hired you,
Mm-hmm.
and you're taking care of all Signorama stuff.
Mm-hmm.
What about someone like me, who's the marketer, and or other employees that want to promote their business that they work for? So how do they go about doing it? Do they, like, you're handling the business end of it, so to speak, right? So how can everybody else help their business that they're working for, family owned, and help that business grow as well? Do they create their own account? Do they somehow branch off of the account that you're helping on the business side of it? How does that work?
That's an amazing question. So there's a couple different things. Yes. Yes, of course. We love her.
She's gonna be doing this for me.
Good.
She's not.
I'll train her when I come in. Yeah. So first things first, I would encourage everyone on your team to like and comment all the posts they see from the company on social media. And then if they have, depending on the platform, if it's like Facebook or Instagram, you know, you can share a post if it resonates well, if it's really cool, if there's an event coming up, like they can share it on their personals. If they want to create their own content and tag Signorama Chandler, let's just say, that is also very beneficial as well because it's reaching, you know, a network. It's reaching their personal network that they've created on that social platform. And as for like TikTok and Instagram, where your people are searching up like signage and Chandler or, you know, everything, it also helps with more content that gets produced and kind of giving that, giving their thoughts, sharing what they want to share about it. So, or if you have a social media manager, they can send that content to us and we can post it, or whoever does the social. If it was you that did the social and then your employee does a video, they can just send it to you and you can post it for them on your business account. So there's kind of different ways you can go about it. I would for sure recommend everyone tells their staff, like and comment the post if you see it. That would be amazing. Because in terms of like social media growth, it's all kind of the same. And to kind of give you an overview that'll help you understand all social platforms, we should understand why, like, how do social media platforms make their money? They make their money by retaining people on their platform, on their app, spending as much time as possible so they can show them more ads. So the longer they keep someone on the app and the platform, the more money they're going to make. So they're going to help push out the content. Like when you go on Facebook, at least for me, the first post I see is always like someone in my family. Oh, look at your cute cousin. Look what grandma's doing, you know, something like that, where they know I'm going to read it and I'm going to like and I'm going to comment. And I'm sure you guys notice that too. When you first go onto a social platform, it's going to show you what it knows you want to see initially, because they want to keep you on there as long as possible. So if people are reading your comment through, commenting, liking, they're watching your Instagram story every day, or they're sharing your post, the platform is going to prioritize you and reward you by showing you to more people. And when that person that liked and commented on your photo or video, you know, they saw your post, they liked and they commented and they spent some time on it, they come back tomorrow, they're going to put your post higher up on that person's feed because they spent time on it. And they want to retain that person on the app or the platform as long as possible so they can get that money, money, money. So that's something just to keep in mind in general of like, how do they work? Because you need to kind of be on their side. You know, you have to work together as a team a little bit and they'll help you. So that's why it's so important to create content that people want to see or consume. And that's how the platform rewards you. Yes?
So I think we all get those, or see those posts where somebody says, you know, I'm just trying to see if somebody reads my stuff, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
Go all the way down the bottom, please copy and paste this on your page.
Yeah.
Don't share it and put like one word of how we met.
Mm-hmm.
Is that really actually effective?
You know, I think that in terms of business, that's not something I would recommend to any business. I think people do it sometimes for fun, you know, when they're like, just, you know, I think it's more for like family and friends, like, oh, I'm doing this, share it. Like, I read them all the time. I never shared one. I don't think I will. They're just not like, I don't like to like guilt people. Copy and share this and tell me how we met, blah, blah. Like, I would prefer something else. I prefer like something that's going to help you build community in a way where they want to provide and bring discussion or share your post or share your business to other people.
So then the other thing I've seen lately, and I guess I'd like your thought on it, is where people say they're looking at a new idea for their business and they post about it and say, let me know what you think, and also please proofread for me.
They say, please proofread?
Proofread the above so that it's kind of getting people to comment.
Wow.
And specifically, what I've seen is where somebody pretends to accidentally post a paragraph twice, so that people will say, "Oh, hey, did you realize you posted this twice?" And you get all these people commenting on that because nobody reads anybody else's comments. Is that
Wow.
effective?
No, yeah, well, it's clever, but you might need to start unfriending some people because that's crazy. That's crazy. I think, yeah, literally. I was gonna at first. You had me in the first half. I was like, oh, that's such a clever. Like, that's a good idea. Like, this is an idea I have for my business. Let me know what you think. Like, that's a great. Just that little bit, not the second half you said about that, but like that part was a good idea. Like, okay, I'm getting discussion from people that are aware about me. They are aware of me. They are aware of my business. They trust me or know me, and it's also engaging because people are commenting. So it's helping you out, getting seen more. So that little idea you said in the beginning was great, just that part. But the proofread, no. Putting a second paragraph twice, no. That is hilarious. I have not seen the proofread or the putting the same paragraph twice. That is hilarious. No. Yeah,
Just
no.
saw it this week.
Yeah, okay, that's good to know. Okay, I'm going to, yeah, we're still good. Okay, so Instagram, there's a couple things with Instagram. First of all, I'm going to address Instagram has come up with a new platform, just like Twitter. It's called Threads. Do you need to be on it? No, probably not. I mean, there's maybe a couple businesses in here that I'm like, you could be on Threads. That's a great idea. From what I heard, majority, the answer is no. So don't even worry about it. So just take that information and say, okay, good to know that exists. Your business probably doesn't need to be on it, at least at this stage. But it's all you need to know is it's a carbon copy of Twitter. And it's very like community, but like funny, and people are like, off the cuff. It's like, oh, the social media managers are going crazy on Threads because they're just saying crazy things you wouldn't normally say on Facebook or blah blah blah. Like they're trying to be very funny, but you don't need to worry about that. But Instagram, great place to be. I recommend almost every business in here have an Instagram page for their business. Do not share one with yourself and your business. Make a separate one, which I'm going to talk about that really fast. You don't want to have people that like your Facebook profile that's like, Grandma Jane and Uncle Bob. Like they are so proud of you for what you're doing, but they don't want to see every single post of yours about your business. I'm going to be their spokesperson today. So instead of doing that, make a second page or make a business page, make a business account for your business where you put all of that content, and you can maybe share once every 2 weeks a post from your business to your personal page and say, look what we have going on, or did you know? Some of you are probably very referral based and you've built this big network on your personal pages. And if it's like your personal page where you share like your baby photos and like very like, it's very personal, you should not be mixing business with it too, because it's just kind of going to mess with your personal engagement. Like people are not going to interact with when you do share like, oh my gosh, baby photo, or we're on a vacation. So it works in that sense too. Like you're going to lower your personal engagement. I recommend having a business page because not everyone's interested in your business, unfortunately. So separate the two if you have not already. Definitely take that piece of knowledge home. But anyways, Instagram, every business in here should have a page. Every business in here should be making reels, which are just like TikToks. We will talk about that in a minute. Again, vertical footage that you're making. Instagram is, again, also people are using it to search for things. It's a great place to be. You should be there. YouTube is one of the most consumed platforms right now. There is also YouTube Shorts, which is just like TikTok and Reels. Everybody's trying to hop on this bandwagon. So if you need a sign to start making them, this is your sign. It's on every single platform for a reason now. It's because that's the content people want to see. And that's the content they're going to start prioritizing, and they have already. So most businesses in here probably don't need a YouTube. So don't worry about that. But if you have YouTube efforts going, you can talk to me after this. And also, I'm sure a lot of you have questions. I'm going to announce this now. Anybody that wants one can get a free 1-hour consultation with me just to kind of answer extra questions of you. Just get this card after. So if you have, I want to kind of keep moving through this presentation a little bit. That doesn't mean don't ask your questions, but you will have an opportunity, if you'd like one, to pick my brain a little bit more. I just want to make sure we get through it all. But YouTube's a great place to make some content, but I don't think a lot of your businesses really need it. So if you think your business does, reach out to me after this. Twitter, I don't think almost any of your businesses need it. There might be a couple that are like in the business sector that like work B2B that might need it. Not yours. But some of you in here might need Twitter. It's kind of prioritizing, like a lot of it's like news and like people getting updates on things in terms of business world. So not a huge thing that you guys need. Pinterest, if you sell a product, a course, download, anything like that, you should have a Pinterest. And Pinterest will also help your website traffic and your like SEO. So publishing content on Pinterest, if you have an actual tangible or digital product, is a great idea. You can repurpose a lot of the content that you post on these other platforms, getting a mix of photos, videos, Reels and TikToks that you can upload there for people to kind of pin for inspiration. And you can link every single post to that specific product on your website or to your website. It'll help generate more traffic, help you get sales. So I don't think I heard a lot of those, but if you were one of those, That's good. I can give you some more specific advice after this if you'd like. No, you don't know.
Quick question about the images and things that you do upload. Is there any value in having either watermarks or the actual, like your URL embedded in the metadata of an image going up to any of the platforms?
You could. I feel like I see on Pinterest a lot, like a lot of people like kind of stealing, especially photos. Most of the platforms no. And I know on like Instagram and some of these platforms you can go through and mark like you can go through and see if other people have used your image. It's a little more tedious to do, but there is a way. I don't think anyone in here needs to be extremely worried about a bunch of their stuff getting stolen. Maybe your business, and I can talk to you more about that after. But I think like
I'm not worried about it getting stolen. I'm just wondering if there's
like just a watermark.
SEO value.
Oh, not really, no. Because when you're on social media, people might see the watermark and just kind of be like taken right back out of it. But Pinterest, you can link all of your image and video posts that go up, so that helps. And then on social media platforms, just make sure your website URL is in like the bio or the about of any of the profiles you have. So if I searched up NeverNot Social, you'll see our Facebook, our Instagram, our TikTok. It'll all be pulling up on that first page of Google. Yes.
Once Twitter is changed to X, is there any benefits to that, or why are they doing that?
You know, Twitter's doing a lot of things right now. And yeah, it's changing all the time. I'm having a hard time keeping up with it and just like agreeing with some of the decisions, like not Elon, but like some of the decisions they're doing for the platform itself. So I don't really know where their overall vision and where they're going is, but I know in terms of this audience today, we don't need to be too worried about it in terms of your business. I don't really know what he's got going on. I know like there's been a lot of updates with Twitter recently that I'm trying to keep up on. So, but from what I've read the past like week or so, like I don't even know. And I don't want anyone's heads to spin more than they are, so I don't want to give out too much information about Twitter if you don't need it.
If we're on multiple other platforms and Twitter is also an option, and it's pretty easy to duplicate stuff, from one to the next. I mean, is it any benefit to just post it on there anyway?
Well, it doesn't hurt.
Right.
I mean, you might as well throw it up. If you're like scheduling, which we'll talk about after, like scheduling your post, or like you're putting all the posts on everything, it definitely doesn't hurt.
Right.
So, like, yeah, you can do it. You can go for it. It's not like out of which one of these will bring you the best ROI. Twitter's most likely not going to be the first one for most of you. So that's why I don't want to give you too much. I'd rather put some more eggs in this basket over here. Okay, we're gonna go right along. Okay, so good news is okay. So I have a download that I can give anyone that wants it of this after, but you need to build some content pillars. Pretty simple, little image here. You're gonna take your business and break it up into kind of all the different facets. So if I am NeverNot Social, which I am, I would say I can talk about our team, our clients, our services, our generation, because most of us are Gen Z. I can talk about pop culture and trends. I can share digital marketing news. There is not some marketers believe you have to have 9. I don't think that. I think you can have as many as your business needs. You might only have 5. You might have 9 or 10. This is a way to kind of eliminate your pages being so stale. Again, if you're posting the same graphic, like, all right, today's Taco Tuesday and tomorrow's Drink a Beer Wednesday and then it's Thursday, or, it's just so boring. Instead, let's take, which I'll show you in a minute, a content calendar, and let's post about all of these pillars in the span of a month. Okay, so the goal of making this is that if you have, I think this is 9 or this is 8 pillars, you want to cover all 8 of these in the span of a month on your social media. So the goal is to kind of prevent unfollows, stop your content from being stale, and keep the community that is following you excited. There is more to see. There's something new. So an exercise for everyone to do after this is to do something like this with your business and break it up into different pillars and see what you come up with. Even if you don't do the social media, even if you are like, I don't care to do the social media, this is just a great thing to have for your business in general. How can it be broken up, and how can I give this information in different ways? And what are the different areas of my business I can highlight? Good? Okay. And again, I have a little sheet I can show you. Okay. Competitor research. You should, when you're building a social media strategy, because that is what we were talking about. I know we had that long conversation about platforms, so that might have steered us away for a second. But we're building a strategy. That's why we're getting our business goals. That's why we listen to what platforms exist and where we think we should be. That's why we're talking about the content pillars, and we're going to build those. Now we're going to look at some of your competitors. So who are your top 3 to 5 competitors, and where are they digitally? This is where we write them down. Okay, open Facebook. What are they up to? Are their posts doing well? Are they engaging with their audience well? Oh, this is so creative. This is so clever. Cool. Do they have a huge following? You want to assess their strengths and weaknesses, the opportunities for you, and kind of like the threats for your business. A little SWOT analysis. So it doesn't have to be very formal. You can just be like, well, they're doing this really well. On TikTok, they've got a big following. People are really liking their content, but they're not on Instagram, which is weird because, I've seen really good traffic on Instagram. So I'm going to keep going on Instagram and really push a little harder on that, since none of my other competitors are focusing on that. So you just need to kind of know, you want to look at them and see, what are they doing good? What are they not? What are the opportunities for you to kind of like get a little bit more of that, social media market share, or just market share in general of like business? And then like, what are the threats for your business? You don't have to really answer the threats one. You can kind of internalize that, like, damn, they're doing good on TikTok. Okay, we got to step it up. So that's something. Also, if you ever want to chime in, you can chime in. So write those down. Look at all their socials. Go to their website and see what socials are linked at the bottom. Click them all. Look on all the social platforms. See what they're doing good, what they're not, and where you can be better than them. Don't go on their pages with the intent of like, I'm going to copy all their stuff. I'm going to, you don't need to do that. You just need to see where are they doing well and where are they not. Because that's going to also help you realize possibly where's your customer, or who are the people that are interacting with them anyways. Like, it'll answer some of these questions for you and help you realize what platforms you should be on and where they're putting their efforts as well. Feeling good about that? Yes.
Quick question, actually going back just a second.
Yeah.
I think I missed the LinkedIn, or are you not talking about LinkedIn at all as a social platform?
No, I just forgot to put that one. Oh man.
Oh, okay.
But I will talk about LinkedIn. LinkedIn it's not my personal favorite. It's not my personal favorite. It's great for business. Because a lot of LinkedIn is like, look at what I've done, look at my accolades, or blah, blah, blah. But it is the place for you to prove that you're a thought leader. And generating content. What kind of content are we generating for Sam right now?
For Sam, he mostly does like talking videos about like his real estate business, like where he started from, like tips he has, stories he has.
Okay, so for some of our LinkedIn clients right now, what we're doing is we're having them film videos. Video is the key here. Take it away, folks, and film like this. Filming, we have some of our clients filming videos for their personal LinkedIn, page, answering questions about them, showcasing a little more about who they are behind the scenes, about why they're a thought leader in their industry and their business, and constantly connecting with people that they know or that are in maybe a chamber that you're in, a group. I'm not necessarily sending these like messages we all get in our LinkedIn box, like, hey, book an appointment with me, blah, blah, blah. Those are not a lot of us just skip those. So I wouldn't put your eggs in that basket. But what I would do for LinkedIn is post a lot on your personal LinkedIn page. You can have a business one that you put all your stuff on too, but put a good amount of it onto your personal LinkedIn page. You can share some of them, and then you can upload some just directly onto your personal page. Because that's kind of like, growth-wise, you're going to see more growth there, and people tend to do more business directly with you through your personal LinkedIn. The business page is more for like if you're hiring employees and you want to, show what a great employer you are, or show what you as a business are doing. So that's a great place for the page. But if you're looking for leads, you're looking to keep top of mind, your personal LinkedIn page where you're connecting with people directly is where you should be sharing content. And you can share photos of your day-to-day. You could show a photo from today. Oh my gosh, I had a great idea factory. I went to the idea factory. It was amazing. I learned so much about social media. Get ready to see what I'm going to start posting next week, something like that, but people are scared to kind of be a bit more personal on LinkedIn, and I think we all should be more. So don't be afraid to open up a little bit and showcase yourself in terms of how to stay top of mind and generate that moolah for your business. Just keep producing content, a mix of personal, a mix of you out in the community or out at business events like this, and a mix of just answering questions, talking about things with your business. Video is really good for that, and sharing other articles that you see. If you're scrolling on your LinkedIn feed and you see a really good article, repost it on yours. City of Ahwatukee shared something awesome, share it on your page. Don't be afraid to share the love. It doesn't have to just be you speaking.
So what's the difference between sharing and reposting?
Well, if you're reposting, it's like gonna take the exact post and just like that, and then now LinkedIn's calling it like repost with a comment. So you can either just repost directly, like if I posted for NeverNot as my business and I just wanted to put it on my personal LinkedIn, I could just click repost, don't have to say anything, it's there. Or I can repost with a comment, type something out. In terms of, I would probably say reposting with a comment, just because it's a more personal touch, it's more engaging. Yep, exactly. But like sharing, if you were specifically talking about what I was just saying, I was probably rambling about something specific. I was probably saying something along the lines of like just sharing content in general, like just taking content you make and sharing it onto LinkedIn. You can share other people's posts, but it's just reposting specifically on LinkedIn. I might have misspoke a little bit there for a second. Thank you for reminding me about that. I knew something seemed a little off about this presentation. I was making it, so that was it. Okay, how do we feel about competitors? Good? How are we doing on time? Oh, we're doing good. Okay, let's keep it going. All right, defining your audience. And I'm sorry, everybody, that there's just so much information pouring on you. I tried to take out a lot so it wouldn't be overwhelming, but still, I know it can be a little bit much at times, so I apologize. But let's define our audience now. We should all have an idea of who's shopping at our business, who's dining at our restaurant, who's buying houses from us, who's getting mortgages, who's supporting our nonprofit. Like, who are these individuals? And who do we want them to be? And also assess who your current social media following is. Is it just family and friends right now? Which is fine. That's how mine started. That's how everyone starts. You invite your family and friends. That's how you build it up. But are there a lot of your target customers on like following your page as well? That might be why some of your posts aren't succeeding, because it's just going to Uncle Bob. Uncle Bob doesn't care. He doesn't need to refinance his house. He's fine. So define your audience and also think to yourself, who is following my page currently? It's okay if it's just family and friends. That's where we go back to some of the other stuff we talked about. What are our competitors doing? What platforms is the audience I want on, and why are they consuming content? Which I can answer outside of this presentation because that's a long answer. But define your audience, who's shopping with you, and you can get some of that information from looking at your competitors as well. But this is just important to have in general when you're making this strategy. Write that down. Okay, so any questions on this? Good? Okay. Okay, content calendar. So now we have a strategy. Now we have like a basis of a strategy. We have an idea. We know what our competitors are doing. We know what the goals are for our business. We have an idea of what some of the platforms are, what they mean, what kind of content we should make. What the hell do we do now, right? Well, we can make a content calendar. So if we went back to our pillars, we had 8. You want to take a calendar. You can get a printout. This is a printout that I take with my consulting clients. I just give it to them and we fill it out together. There's a Google Sheet template that's free. If you open Google Sheets, you can click calendar, fill it in how you need. Or if you schedule post, this is what we use for scheduling post. We just build our content calendars in with the scheduler, which we are not going to talk about today. We're going to talk about the printout. So you print out a calendar. This is July. If our pillar, what was it? So we'll do a post about our team on the 2nd because we have a really cool group photo. We'll just do our team. We'll talk about our services here, here, and here. Oh, we have an event this month. We're doing 4th of July celebration sale or something. Okay, so we need to advertise that. So we're gonna do we'll do a services post here and here and here. We're gonna have to push harder here. So we have to map out what's going on. I know that was a lot that I was just mouthing out, but you'll take your 8 pillars and you'll place them on the calendar willy-nilly. But keep in mind, if you have any sales, events, anything like that for the month, you'll put that in first. Step 1 is sales, events, yada, yada, yada. Specific for the company and the business goals. Now, put in the pillars. What do we have? So if we were having a 4th of July sale, celebration sale, we're going to talk about our services a lot because we're offering a service and that's what we're discounting. So we're going to do a couple extra of those this month. So let's say the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, we're going to do a post about our services. Then maybe the 7th, we'll talk about our team. We'll talk about some digital marketing news on the 11th and pop culture the 13th. You don't have to know what it is. You don't have to know what this post is going to be about at all. Just take your 8 pillars, throw them on the calendar, write it in pencil because you'll probably be erasing the first time or 2 you do this. But fill in based on what the different facets are of your business. So you know and prioritize highlighting all of your business and not just we have a 4th of July sale. You want to highlight the whole thing. So kind of just put them in here as a benchmark or something to go back to of like, okay, I'm going to hold myself accountable because I'm doing 10 posts this month and 8 of them are my pillars and I'm doing an extra 2 or 3 about my services because I'm running a sale. Okay, you don't have to post 20 million posts. Just do your 8 pillars if that's all you have the bandwidth to do. But you want to put it on a little calendar for a couple reasons. One, it's going to hold you accountable. Like I said, you're like, okay, this is what I'm doing. I'm posting this day, this day. It's also going to help you prioritize what you need to make. If you have to make anything for this, if you have to make a special video for the 4th of July, you would make that first over the video you're posting on the 27th. So it'll help keep you organized a little bit too with your time management. And overall, it's going to help you keep on track with your goals because after you're finished the month, you can see how well did my social perform. You can look and see what performed the best, what performed the worst, what was effective, what was not, and you can kind of adjust your calendar from here. But this is the play of why you do the pillars. You put them onto the calendar to kind of make sure that you cover all of them.
What kind of a lead time do you recommend, like if you were going to do like that 4th of July sale, like how far out social media wise do you want to be for your audience?
That's an excellent question. Yeah. Depending on if it's a sale that it's like the day of, you could probably go like 2 weeks of teasing it. If it's like a big sale, like, you know, the Nordstrom does their anniversary sale, you know, they're advertising that like all month long, like a month before. If it is a, like something you're selling tickets to, you'd want to give at least a month, maybe 5 weeks to start because people need to mark their calendars. They need to then buy a ticket, hopefully, to your event. So it just kind of depends. That would be like my baseline answer. This might be this is not something you have to immediately jump into, making a content calendar. It's just a resource to kind of help organize you if you need it. But all the other stuff, you definitely should do step one. When you're ready, this is something you can come to. I know this is kind of a lot. What questions can I answer?
What about like what time of day to be posting?
That is a great question. And I have a slide for that, and 2 more I'll show you. Yes. Yes.
So when you're looking at it, you're determining how your engagement's going for posts and deciding, hey, this is good content. How far do you evaluate that post or the video or whatever you're doing?
Do you mean in terms of like?
I put it up. I say put it up today.
Oh,
and
how?
Evaluate how it's being, how the engagement's going. How far long do you usually? Is 24, 48? Longer than that?
Longer than that. I typically evaluate for our clients. We do probably like every week or two. We look at everything, and then so like every 1 to 2 weeks, we look at like the post as a whole of what's working and what's not, because so much can change. We've had clients just last month. We had a TikTok go like there was 3 days it reached like 100,000 people. And then like the 4th day it reached like 2 million out of nowhere. So like stuff happens, it just kind of pops. So I would give it like a week or 2. Okay. Good. Ready?
And in that week or
Yes.
2, are you actively, like when you're saying give it a week or 2, you're just making a post and letting it go? Or are you doing the things like, boosting and advertising or anything, or what?
With boosting, it kind of depends on like if the post is like quality, if there's a goal behind it. And
that's just more or less a set.
That's just like kind of like if you just posted it like organically, come back in a week or 2. Yeah. Like boosting a post, I would say you kind of need to, you're not going to boost every single post most likely. So with that, you can evaluate that like more ongoing, like every day, like, all right, did it generate website clicks? Did it generate whatever the goal was of that campaign?
Got it.
So, yeah. Of course.
I have a question.
Oh, yes, go ahead.
So,
in
a day, you select one of your pillars. How many times do you want to post there? Because you also want to get some personal stuff, right? So people can get to know.
Well, yes, of course.
So, like 3 or 5, or how much? What's kind of like a general per day?
Well, one of your pillars should be you. So, in terms of like your pillars themselves, they should encompass what your business represents. So if you are a personal brand or like you're a realtor or something like that, it is a lot of personal content as well. So your pillar should reflect that. It should be like me with my family, or like if you're highlighting that and trying to build more personal connections versus me here. So in terms of like how often, are you asking how often you should post covering yourself personally?
Okay, just say
Yeah.
one of the pillars is myself.
Mhm.
So is that just the only post that we should do that day, or should we maybe shoot for like 3?
Gotcha. Well, like
tips and
yes. The goal of the pillars is to post all of them once, but you can repeat a certain pillar as many times after. So if you have 8 pillars, but you're going to do 15 posts, the goal is just to have all the pillars go once. After that, you can do as many myself, whatever you think is like working best. Oh, you had a lot of events this month. Let me post more about that. So feel free to post as many. The goal is just that you highlight however many pillars you have in the span of a month. So after, you can post as many about whichever pillar you prefer after. If you're asking about post frequency, that would depend on your business and what platform specifically. So I can answer that after this about like how many times you should post and where.
Is there a general rule of what would be considered overposting?
Once a day is probably the furthest I go. Unless it is like a personal, then you can post more. But like as a business, I would say like once a day is probably like the cap. Yeah. All right, we got 2 more slides, guys. We are doing really good, actually. I'm very proud of us. Okay, content creation. So we made a strategy. we have a calendar now, some ideas of like, okay, I'm going to do a pop culture post. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Now I got to create it. Now I got to do this. So let me give you some advice. Here's me on my couch, little selfie moment. I want to show you guys that iPhone content is amazing and it's perfect and it's all you need. You don't need a fancy camera. You can have one, but you don't need one. So for starters, if you click this arrow up there, it'll pull up this little menu. I'd recommend just playing with it so you can kind of like learn what the settings are. But you know, it's like flash, dark mode, you know, focuses and all that stuff. So this is just something just to play with. But here's the more important thing I want to show you. Turn your video camera footage up to the highest it goes. Mine goes to 4K at 60 frames per second. That's what I keep it at. Which means you have to delete footage pretty often if you're filming all 4K. It takes up a lot of storage, but it is the highest quality on at least my phone. So I would recommend everybody turning theirs up if you're filming on your phone to the highest. You can get here by going settings and then scrolling to camera. And you'll see right here, record video, turn that all the way up if you can. Yeah, no, there is still a way you can turn up your quality, and I highly recommend you do that as well. So it works both ways. I think, like, to be honest, iPhone content does like usually perform, like it performs better because majority of Americans are iPhone users. So people.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I don't want to switch. What's an Android guy?
You can still now. I'm not saying you can't film on your Android and it still won't be great. But I'm saying, like when you repost a story on Instagram, the fonts are different. The way it's like framed is a little different. It's just a little different. It's not that it's worse. It's just when you're going through, especially stories content, you can see the difference. That's for making graphics. Yes. Good. So let's talk about that. That's actually our next thing. So Canva, if you need to make graphics, hopefully a lot of us have heard of Canva. It's going to be your lifesaver. Search whatever you need on Canva, and it's going to have it made. And then you just fill in the blanks with what you need. You can change some colors. You're on your way. You do not have to be a professional graphic designer. Canva will help you. They have a pro version I highly recommend. If you don't want to spare the $12 a month, that's okay. But it has some really cool features. Once you get good at it, I'd recommend the pro account. But if you need to make a graphic for any reason, Canva will help you. Now this bad boy right here is the logo for CapCut. CapCut is a mobile app and it's a website video editor you can use. CapCut's amazing because a lot of the trends you'll see, especially on TikTok, that are like kind of like meme-y or like they're like memes or just specific, they have already on there, and it'll say upload 5 videos. You'll upload the 5 videos and it'll make it look exactly like that trend is. Or it'll make montages for you. It'll just say upload 5 videos and it makes the montage for you. And it's also just a very simple video editor, no matter what you're editing. So if you want to just edit a normal video, chop off the ends or add some titles and stuff, it's going to be the easiest for anybody to learn, in my opinion.
And it's free.
They have a free version, and the free version is pretty good. Like it'll do what you need it to do. The paid version has like a couple extra elements, but I'd recommend for Canva Pro and the premium version of CapCut that you try it out on the free version and you see that you like it before you say, let me purchase. Canva won't watermark your stuff when you download it, so you don't need the pro account. CapCut will watermark your stuff potentially depending on what type of content you're making. A little hack though is if you edit them on your phone, you can say share to TikTok instead and it'll take away the watermark. And then you can just say, and then once it shares it, you hit drafts, so it never actually posts, but then it downloads the video on your phone. And then you have the video made. Little hack, little trick there. Yes?
Are they better than Adobe Express?
Adobe Express is great too. You can use Adobe Express, and they still have templates too. In terms of, like if you're already like very used to Adobe Express, I would just stay that route, and you can play with Canva and just look at it. I think Canva has a lot more like templates than Adobe Express, but they're both very easy to use and user friendly. And they're both very much the same. Okay, so Canva, CapCut, turn this thing up. Those are 3 notes for this one. So any questions about this? We only have one more slide after. Okay. Last one. Okay, so it's up, it's posted. You know, you created the content. What are you going to do now? Well, the good news is you don't have to be a master of analytics to understand. As you can see here, here's me mustached up when I was living in New York, drinking some champagne. This was my 3 years in business, celebrating for NeverNot. So I posted a little photo and I shared it on both. All the platforms will tell you what you need to know. You don't have to be a master of anything. So for Instagram, for example, I can just go to the post if I want to see specifically, view insights. It'll tell me I reached 1,214 people. Of that, 16 people went to my profile, and I engaged 173 accounts. 5 people shared it, 20 people commented, 164 liked it. It'll tell you what you need to know. So specifically on the Instagram app, you can do that. But if you're on your computer, you can go to Meta Business Suite, and you can look at its Facebook's program. So you can see your Facebook and your Instagram. It'll tell you how many people you reached. It'll tell you who your audience is, how engaged they are. You can see specifics on the content. So you will be able to kind of get the answers you're looking for there in terms of evaluating the content. Now, you asked about post times. These will also tell you, it is in these, in the platforms or like these dashboards, like what the best time to post is. If you want to schedule your social media content, because you know, who would want to manually publish a post every single day if you're busy and you're the entrepreneur? I recommend a platform called Later. It's a little pricier. It's like $38 a month, but it'll auto-publish all of your stuff on your social medias. It'll tell you the best time to post and auto-schedule to that time for every platform. And it has its own analytics dashboard on Later that pulls from all your accounts. So the free, I'm a bootstrap it version is, let me go to LinkedIn.com, let me go to Facebook, let me go to each platform and pull them separately. But if you have Later, it'll do everything for you. And it'll pull it all for you and tell you exactly what you need to know, what times to post. So if you want things really simplified and you're like, I'm going down on this, Later's where to go. Later.com, yeah. But this is where you want to look at overall reach and engagement are like my 2 favorite to kind of evaluate, and then website traffic. Yes?
Does Later keep like a complete historical record of your data? Because I know Meta does it. It only does like 50
Yes,
months.
it does. Up to like for a while, I think like a year at least or something. So yeah, Later is amazing. And Later you can see like what your Instagram feed will look like. You can upload cover images for your TikToks. You can schedule stories to auto-publish. Like, it does it all. I wish I was being paid by them, or got some referral or something for it. But I love preaching about Later. But yes, so that's the analytics. Again, reach, engagement, website traffic are the 3 I'd mainly look at. Reach, how many people did I reach? And out of that, how many were engaged? How many people actually spent time on that post, liked it, commented? If I reached 1,200 people and I only engaged 20, you know, didn't do that great, huh? But 173 is like fair for my audience, specifically on Instagram, and it'll be different for everyone's business. So it's not something I can kind of like baseline and give you of like what numbers you should be looking at and looking for. That's something I'd have to like kind of like look at specifically you and what you've done previously or what industry you're in to kind of give you that answer. But as a general, that's the metrics I'd look at.
What's your best performing post ever? Just curious.
We literally just, that post a couple weeks ago was 2 million, which was pretty awesome. That was just a couple weeks ago.
And that was for?
It was for a client of ours. Yeah.
Did it have music in it? What was different about it?
So they are they're an NFT. So it's like a Web3 project. It's like pugs. So we just find the cutest little pug videos and share them there and curate like a little feed. Yeah. Everyone loves dogs. So it was very easy to grow their account.
Do you have the video? Can you pull it up?
Yeah, I could show everybody.
Yeah, love to see it.
It's pretty cute. It's pretty fun.
Can you pull up on your computer?
Yes. Oh, I forgot my computer's already hooked up. Let's go here.
Just asking.
Well, you're asking a good question.
Well, that's fun today.
It's that phone comfort, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody's going. 2,035,000.
Yeah, he'll get 35 in the room now. We're all gonna watch her.
Okay, let's see. It's just a little bit of, it's just literally pugs. So also sometimes with TikToks, it's really good to have like short videos because they replay. And every replay, it counts as a new view.
What's a good length? Like on Instagram, I try to keep, and I'm not a professional, so don't laugh at me, but I try to keep them like under 30 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
And I think 30 seconds is long. Is there what's the number on TikTok? Is it like 15 seconds? Is it 20 seconds?
That one was 5 seconds. I mean, if
The 2 million was a 5-second video?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
That's the attention span that we have as a
Yes.
country.
Yeah.
like this one was a little longer. This one's about 15 seconds. And that one reached 250,000. So I think it's really just like framing what you're saying in an engaging way. If you have a hook and it's valuable information, like a minute is fine, a minute under. But if it's like, if you're really kind of like, it just depends on what you're pushing specifically for that content. If it's like an event and you need to give that information out, it can be longer.
What are some good hooks, by the way?
What are some what?
Like good hooks.
Oh. You got any ideas for me, Stasia?
Trending audios?
Trending audios, yeah.
Trending audio.
For sure, the
Christian
trending
was
audio
mentioning
thing is the
before.
only thing I ever see in my feed is the
Yeah.
same damn music but different content behind it.
Exactly.
It gets so embedded into people, like it becomes a part of their vocabulary. It's stuff that they say, like it's a reference. Like, oh, have you seen this TikTok? Like, even if someone doesn't know the exact video you're talking about, they know the sound you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like a pinpoint.
Is it like dogs or babies or?
Well, I mean, in general, people love dogs, people love babies, right? But you, if you download Trend Talk, it'll tell you the trending audios, which is really helpful. If you're just talking, a hook could be usually, which is not a great thing to say, having like a negative as a hook does hook people better, like have people continue to watch. So it's like, here's 5 reasons your business sucks on TikTok. Like, oh, well, what is it? You know, you're like, why does my business suck on TikTok?
Here's 5 reasons your business sucks in Ahwatukee. Join the chamber.
Yeah. Or it's, well, it doesn't have, well, yeah. Mm-hmm. Exactly. So you just, but it can be like, here's 5 reasons, it can be like, here's 5 ways to reach more businesses in Ahwatukee. But it can also be like, here's how you can stop struggling to find customers in Ahwatukee. Join the Ahwatukee Chamber. Point blank, period. You know, there you go. Okay. I'm going to take any questions, but before I do, I want to say 2 things. One, if you are curious to hear more, I am giving out consultations, but if you're like, this is about an hour's worth in our course we also have a strategy packet template already made that you fill in, analytics template you fill in, 9 pillars download, like a bunch of things like that. We're going to do $100 off for you guys. So the course is only $200, which is pretty cheap. And it's like going to take you probably about 6 hours with the resources to go through. It's a really good deal. If you go to our website and use Ahwatukee as the code, or you scan the QR code, you can get it. It will not be, and it has never been this cheap even when we launched it. It's just for you guys exclusively. And you can do a payment plan over 3 months. So it's a pretty good deal. It's just nevernotsocial.com. Or if you're like, you went through this course or you went through this presentation, your head's spinning, you're like, hell no, I cannot do this. This is too much. We can help you as well. We have packages as low as $175 a month, going upwards however you need it. And we're here to help you as well. So feel free to take a free consultation card after. If you're curious on how we can help, whether small scale, large scale, we're here to help as well. So thank you so much for your time. I'm here to answer any questions you have. Thank you so much.
Any questions first? Yes, Christian?
Yes.
How does all of the likes, the views translate into dollars and cents? Asking for a friend.
That's a great question. It's like a funnel. It's like a funnel, right? So it's like brand awareness. People are aware. People say you need to see something like 6 or 7 times before you can make the purchase confidently. And it's the same on social media too. You want to take people on a journey of like they're aware of your product, they're interested in it. Eventually they'll purchase the product, and then you want to train them to be your cheerleader and cheering for you and a part of your community. So it's kind of a journey you have to take them on. It kind of goes hand in hand with your business goals. If your goal in 3 months is you're launching a new service or product, you'd want to start, getting as many people aware of your business as possible and interested in your business, and then showcasing your offering. If you're a restaurant and you just want people in seats, you can entice people. First you have to let them know, who am I? What do I offer? What is my restaurant? What's my business? And then you can have a specialty offer. You can have some content created for you to really entice people in. It's very specific to the business, but overall it's just kind of like a funnel of where you want to bring people down from like awareness to purchase, and keeping your business goals aligned to take them on that journey of like, it just really depends on your business, to be honest. But that's like an overall, I know it's not the answer you're probably looking for, but it's kind of the journey you have to take, unfortunately. It's hard to answer some of these questions without knowing your business goals.
Any other questions? Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much.